So guys, I am currently on a work-related conference and I look at my balcony and I got this beautiful view going on. And it's kind of nice, on conferences you sometimes get to stay on some nice places, or better yet, if I'm traveling with the family, we might get to go somewhere nice and, hang out at the beach, a little resort action, all that good stuff. But although that's fun, one of the things I like to do most when I'm on vacation, away from the job, or even on a conference when I have some downtime, is game. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the things to consider if you're on the road that can help you while gaming. So there's a couple of things I like to do if I'm going to take my laptop for gaming. Number one, you don't have to take your laptop. A lot of us have ITX builds that you can travel with. Lee makes that really cool case. NZXT makes that H1 case. And those are pretty portable for traveling. But for the most part, I'm not going to spend another couple of grand on a ITX build when I have a laptop. And this laptop over here, I've done a review and I'll post a link to it, is my HP Pavilion laptop. Pretty nice, i5 10th gen 1660 Ti, perfect for 1080p gaming, and with a few little upgrades, actually works good for editing if I have to do so while on the road. So now, the first thing that you need to consider if you're going on your vacation or wherever you're going out of town is, number one, what type of games you want to play. So now typically most of us have decent rigs that are capable of 2K, 4K gaming or 1080p extreme gaming, whatever it is. Our main rig is designed for our main focus or our main games that we like to play. Now, me personally, a lot of the games that I'm playing at home, I really don't want to play them on the road because, well, I'd rather play it on my nice big TV with my 3080 video card or whatever system I have at home. I want to play with that, and I really don't want to lose that kind of cool experience for my home setup. So the first thing I recommend is, number one, decide what type of games you want to play. So this game over here, A Plague Tale's Innocence, I'm actually working on this game over here. It doesn't require too much power or juice. I can play it at 1080p, get my 60 frames per second, works great. Another game that I like to typically play when I'm on the road is some fighting games or some old classic RPG games. So pretty much I'm going to play a lot of the older games or older titles that I've always wanted to play and I wasn't able to get caught up with. So make sure you decide what type of games you want to play. That does definitely play a key in your experience. Now the next thing I need to do is my checkoff list of things that I need to bring for my whole gaming experience. Number one, in my opinion, this is probably the most important one that you'll probably need, is a HDMI cord. I usually get about a 10 footer or 12 foot, I forget how long this is. If I get a decent size HDMI cord, I typically like the braided ones because they're a little more durable on it. You get them on the old Amazon pretty cheap for about $10, $15. And the reason why is because I particularly do not like to primarily play on this. Most hotels nowadays have a nice decent screen. I think this is like a 32 inch and they all have HDMI. So you can plug your HDMI port into your TV, do a little 1080p action over here just to get your feet wet and play some decent gaming experience. And also that, while I'm laying on the bed, don't mind my bed mess because I don't like to clean up. But not only that, I can actually get on the old YouTube, watch some videos, Amazon, do all that good stuff, and I'm not just limited to just kind of staying on my monitor screen. So that's one of the most important things that I like to bring with me. Next thing, a good wireless mouse. And here's why. So when I'm done doing my whole gaming, or even if I'm gaming, I typically like to lay on the bed, fluff up a pillow right over here, and use this as my mouse pad. And I could actually get onto the whole YouTube, watch the playlist of videos that I haven't watched yet, or better yet, just kind of use the mouse for whatever game that I'm trying to play. So make sure you have a good wireless mouse, preferably one with some good range action going, because you don't want to get like a cheap one and then you're all the way over there. And yeah, another thing to consider, which I sometimes bring but I don't, they make the keyboards that have the little trackpad and keyboard right over there. Not ideal for gaming, but actually pretty decent if you just want to lay back, do some browsing and use the TV and all that good jazz. So yeah, definitely make sure you have a good mouse. Next thing I like to bring, my controller. Now I know this is a matter of preference, but some people love to use the whole keyboard thing action going on, which is fine. I suck at using the whole mouse and keyboard thing. I like using the old Xbox controller over here. Number one, Bluetooth, so make sure your setup has a Bluetooth. If you don't have Bluetooth on an older laptop and you're just playing some older games, you can get a Bluetooth dongle. This is actually the one for my mouse, but you can get a little Bluetooth dongle and hook it up. So I like bringing the whole Xbox controller, so like I said, lay in the bed and play some game action. Another thing to consider too, guys, get yourself one of these cases. If you're gonna travel with your controller, these things, you drop them, they don't work too good. But if you have one of these cases right over here, all you need to do is just pop it in. I keep extra batteries for my controller over here. Let's just move these out right over here. Put this back up over here. And by doing this, I'm able to keep my controller nice and safe. Ideal for traveling. So definitely a good investment if you're gonna be traveling with your controller. All right, and so for the next recommendation I recommend, before you go on this trip, something to think about. You're going to a hotel. Not all these hotels have super fast internet. In fact, I've been at hotels where the download uploads are less than a megabytes, and it is a miserable experience. Okay enough to play your games, you might have some lag, but if you're trying to play an older game, like some Final Fantasy or some story-based games that you're not going to be doing some competitive gaming or gaming with your friends, make sure that you update your computer. Make sure your Windows are all up to date. Make sure your video card drivers, in this case, are 1660 Ti. Make sure you have all the updates for that. And even on your Steam, make sure all your games are up to date and that they're installed. Typically, like a perfect example was I was trying to play a little bit of Cyberpunk. I mean, I really rather play that on my main rig, but I was trying to play a little Cyberpunk on this one, and I had to wait forever because the internet speed is less than a meg download. And oh my gosh, yeah. So long story short, I didn't wait for that, but there was an update that was actually pretty big. I think it was like 20 gigs or whatever. So before you go, make sure you update all your drivers, install your games, do all the internet stuff. That way when you get in here, all you need to do is plug it in and go. Not to say that Windows or Steam might have a surprise update, but at least it's one less headache for you guys to worry about when you're on the road and you decide to do some gaming. So to kind of wrap things up, this is what I do when I'm going out of town, vacation, whatever, conference or anything like that. Yes, the beach is gorgeous and beautiful, but not all the time you're gonna have this beautiful weather and be able to enjoy the ocean. And there are gonna be some days where you're just kind of stuck inside and got nothing to do. And this is a good chance to catch up on some gaming, especially some older games. Like I said, I personally like to play my newer AAA titles on my gaming rig at home. Well, that's what I built it for. And I usually use my laptop to kind of catch up on some of the older games that I never gotten around to playing too. So as far as your rig, some people prefer a laptop. I've seen people use their small Dell, small form factors for traveling, and some people build ITXs for it. Me personally, I rather like to get a mid-range gaming laptop just to get my feet wet and just keep me entertained when there's nothing to do. So guys, definitely comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. When you travel, what's your setup? Any suggestions that you would add to this or recommend for me to make a better gaming experience while I'm on the road? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.